I'm here to tell you a little bit about the history of the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod and the Lutheran Church Hong Kong Synod in China. This is 2013. It's the 100th anniversary of the arrival of the first missionary. So I want to tell you a little bit about how this all started. In 1913, there was a professor whose name was Edward Arndt, and Edward Arndt was a professor at Concordia College in St. Paul, Minnesota. And through a series of events, he stopped teaching and he decided that he wanted to bring the Lutheran gospel to the Chinese people. This was a year after the Chinese Revolution of 1911, 1912. He solicited further personnel, and he couldn't get anybody to come until a seminarian named Erhard Riedel in 1915 graduated from Springfield Seminary and was assigned to China. The two men together started 4 mission stations and schools in the city of Hankow. Hankow is part of a 3-city conurbation called Wuhan to this day. And they were successful in their schools. The schools were very helpful in recruiting. The missionaries soon realized that they needed to train a local clergy, and so they organized what eventually became a seminary. They called it an evangelist school for the first couple years, but by 1923 they were calling it a seminary, and their first graduating class was in 1926. In 1949, when things were coming apart again in China, this airplane was hired by the Lutheran World Federation. It was actually owned by a German pilot. It was called the St. Paul, and the St. Paul was used to rescue many missionaries, including 4 missionaries who came to Hong Kong, were supposed to go to India, and when they saw that the people in Hong Kong were speaking Mandarin because they were refugees, and that was the origin of the Hong Kong mission. The Hong Kong mission is another story, but happily concludes with the fact that today there are about 10,000 Lutherans in the Lutheran Church Hong Kong Synod. Here's a picture of an assembly in Christmas of 2010. The leadership is a combination of Missouri Synod and Hong Kong Synod men. One of the most exciting developments is the recent opening of a school run by the Hong Kong Synod in Shenzhen. So the success has happened. We are God's people.